because you can wear a certain pair of tennis shoes, you have more gold, your car is bigger than mine. With me, I don't have that. I'm totally out of that.
Yeah, same, dude.
Like, fuck you. I don't care how big your car is. I don't care what your name is.
It's awesome.
You're just like me. You know better than I am. Fuck if your bank account got billions in it. You're just another person. You're gonna get sick. You're gonna die one day.
Yeah.
You're gonna hurt. You may have some joy sometimes too, but we all go through the same things.
All right, I'm here with Freeway Rick Ross, the one and only Freeway Rick Ross, and not the rapper that everybody thinks is Rick Ross. That's the fake Rick Ross, okay?
Yeah. His name is William Roberts, for the record.
William Roberts.
Correctional Officer William Roberts.
I know, insane.
Background.
So, obviously, he took that name because he wanted some of the notoriety that you had previously. Can you explain kind of how your name came to fame and where you initially burst onto the world scene?
Yeah, well, I started selling drugs at 19 years old. I started with $125. My partner had $125. We went from there and we built a business that was making some days $3 million a day. My last 2 years, we at least made $1 million every day.
Wow.
So with that came a lot of fame. Even though I wasn't looking for fame, I was just looking for the money.
Yeah, you're just hustling.
Yeah, I was just hustling, but it built up quite a bit of notoriety and an underground swell, where like the streets was like crazy about this guy who was 28 years old when he went to prison and had accumulated all of this money and had made so many other people millionaires.
It's insane. The amount of financial energy that you transfer today is mind-blowing, dude. Like there are like Fortune 500s that can't match that. You know what I mean?
I know, and we're gonna show them too.
Yeah.
Yeah. We getting ready to show them. We just ventured into the marijuana industry.
Isn't that great? Isn't it so cool how you can kind of do what you were best at in a way now that is legal and supports the world?
I cannot believe this. Marijuana being legal. When I got out of prison, I was in a small town in Texas. That's where they had me housed at. Mm-hmm. And when I was in prison, and we didn't get papers from the L.A., so we didn't know about legalization. We didn't know that they had the end of prohibition going on. And when I got home in L.A., I'm like, these people were selling weed on every corner.
Like stores with like little like
yes, no, like with crosses and weed leaves all over the place. But the biggest thing for me was the day that my friend Matt out of Cincinnati, Ohio, he told me, he said, I just got off parole. I had to PO from hell. He was trying to send me back for anything, right? He tried to send me back because I took a picture with a guy that was in prison with me. Me and the guy wrote a book together. And so when I went to Philadelphia to speak, he came out to my engagement and he was like, man, come on, take a picture with me in the book. And we took the picture and he posted it. And they sent him back to prison, but I was lucky that my judge, I had won so much admiration with my judge that she couldn't send me back to prison. She couldn't see herself putting me back in, plus all the things that I was doing. I'm going to juvenile halls, high schools.
Yeah, you do a lot of activism. You do a lot of, getting to the youth and trying to teach them other ways.
This guy wanted to put me back in prison for taking a picture.
What was what were the grounds that they were going to say that you were conspiring?
In the books, it's on the books. You're not supposed to come in contact with a felon. I said, how can you do that in Los Angeles? or any other ghetto in this country? We have over 50 or 60 million people that has been incarcerated or involved with the law some kind of way. Probation. This is a police country.
Yeah,
like
dude,
we like incarcerating people. We have over 2.2 million people in prison right now.
That's more per capita than like most other countries.
No, and everybody.
Yeah.
And we're the jailhouse of the world. We have more prison cells than anybody.
And it's so funny because we tout our freedom the loudest in the world. It's
Yeah,
the
right.
irony is insane with that.
Yeah, right. That man used to be. They've taken a lot of our liberties that we used to enjoy, and they've totally taken them away from us.
Sucks. Like,
You
and
know,
I mean, they take away
Terrorism.
Yeah.
You know, I remember you used to go walk through the airport, and at the very most was go through a metal detector. You know, now you got to go through the screening thing, and then after you go through that, they still want to pat you down, take your shoes off.
It's like prison.
And I want my planes to be safe too, you know. But at the same time, we can't keep pressing these rules on everybody. You know what I'm saying?
We're trying to force. It's so much control, and it bogs everything down. It ruins businesses. Like after 9/11, the whole shipping industry changed with airlines. You had to get so much more red tape. It put a lot of blue collar businesses, like trucking businesses, out. And it left only room for the conglomerates that could afford the type of whatever that you had to get to be able to actually use airplanes for shipping.
Well, you know, that's the way the system is made anyway. You know, if you don't have money, you can forget it. You know, I remember I was in jail and I used to read the newspapers every day, and I was reading about this lady was sick, and they brought her to the hospital, and the doctor came out, and the nurses was all around her, and they was like, she got insurance? And they was like, no. She got credit cards? No. She got cash? No. She's in trouble. And they all turned and walked away. The lady died right there in the waiting room.
Wow.
Of a hospital.
She died in the hospital?
In the hospital. But nobody treated her. Nobody cared about her because she didn't have the revenue or the cash that people in this country require you to have to be considered somebody.
Yeah, it sucks how like there's like a status attached to the amount of money you have, and you can see how that starts to become like a trap that the young can fall into, because if you're born in an area, I mean, even if you're just born into middle class and you don't feel like that's enough for you to express your energy, you want to travel more, you want to have more freedom in your life, the only real way to do that in this world is to buy out and have enough money to pull out.
And so many people, if they don't have it, they feel that they're not on the same level as somebody who has it. You know, it's like a status quo, because you can wear a certain pair of tennis shoes, you have more gold, your car's bigger than mine. With me, I don't have that. I'm totally out of that.
Yeah,
like,
same, dude.
You know, like, fuck you. I don't care how big your car is. I don't care what your name is. You know,
it's all stuff.
You're just like me. You know, you know better than I am. You know, fuck if your bank account got billions in it. You're just another person. You're gonna get sick. You know, you're gonna die one day.
Yeah.
You know, you're gonna hurt. You know, you may have some joy sometimes too. But we all go through the same things, and money don't define who we are. You know, I look at it as just as a tool that should be used to assist everybody else.
Yeah.
You know? Now, if you're a billionaire and I see you assisting the people, oh, I love you.
Yeah, that's
you're
the
bad.
shit.
You're a bad motherfucker. But if you're just a motherfucker with $1 billion and you sit in your big house, you know, scared to death to come out and walk the streets, you got bodyguards all around you, fuck you.
Yeah, fuck that guy. Like, you're just hoarding all this stuff, money, energy, people's time.
Yeah, you taking valuable resources that everybody else could be using to make the world a better place, you know?
Exactly.
And if you're not making the world a better place, you know, fuck you.
Amen to that. And like, I feel like when I watched a lot of your interviews, you speak about the journey you went through from being like essentially a kingpin to being incarcerated, and to all the stuff that you learned while you were incarcerated, the stuff that you taught yourself, and the way you changed your perspective.
I went to college while I was in prison.
Yeah, and you were your own professor, right?
Yeah. I had to. I couldn't afford to go to college.
Did you read when you were incarcerated?
I taught myself how to read. I read over 300 books before I left.
Wow.
If you ever get a chance, you got to read the article they did. LA Magazine did an article, and he was talking about me reading these books, to get rich quick, what the mind of a man can believe it can achieve.
Yeah.
And he said I was testing out their plausibility, and I love that article because he documented my future. You know, he documented when I still had my life sentence. I was able to tell him what I could see, because what had happened is I started to understand that I had a vision.
Yeah.
And that I could visualize my future
And your freedom.
and my freedom. So it's almost like I had already visualized me going to prison.
Wow. Oh, did you have that in your mind the whole
I
time?
knew I was going to prison.
Wow, isn't that crazy?
Let me tell you how I know. When I was sitting in prison, I was questioning myself. I was writing my book, and so I'm questioning myself. I was like, now, why was you asking your girlfriend, was she going to come see you when you go to prison? I knew I was going to prison.
Oh, wow, you knew
The only
it.
reason I would ask her that is because you know that you're going.
Yeah.
You wouldn't ask somebody that question if you don't think you're going to prison.
Exactly.
If you think you're going to be free.
You asked it like that was, you had believed in your heart and soul that was your life and that was your
Absolutely.
future. And then it happened.
And it happened.
And then I think what happened was you realized, and like, if I can do this thing and put myself in this situation, I can do the exact opposite and put myself in a beautiful situation.
You read
as
my
well.
mind.
Well, I've done it myself, man. I've been there myself. I put myself in my own prison a few times, and like once you find out that the key to human power is to be able to visualize anything creatively. That's what all like the evil in the world can't do, is they can't create.
Well,
from
this place
nothing.
here.
Yeah.
Some guy walked out to this beach. It was just a vacant beach.
Yeah.
And he visualized this hotel.
Exactly.
And he made it come to fruition by actually putting in the steps that it was going to take. See, so
Exactly.
often people dream about things.
But then they don't bring it into the physical by taking those steps and doing those actions, right?
There you go.
So it's just imagination. That's the trick. Visualization is the impetus. But yeah, you had to read those 300 books, and you had to do so much work on yourself energetically to get yourself into a state where you can no longer exist in prison because it didn't match your frequency.
One of my friends told me a couple weeks ago, he's like, man, you're so lucky to be Freeway Rick and have the name Freeway Rick. And I said, yeah, was I lucky when I read those 300 books?
Exactly.
Was I lucky then? Was that luck?
No.
Were you lucky when they fucking stole your life away?
yeah. Were they lucky when you when you got a life sentence in prison? Was that lucky?
How much did they take away? How long were you there?
I stayed 20 years.
20 years of a life sentence?
Yeah, 20. No, it wasn't the 20 of a life. I had got the life sentence reversed. I got so good at the law that I found the issue that eventually got me free.
Yeah, you basically studied law to get
Yeah, the
yourself
300
out.
books wasn't in the law books. Those don't count.
Oh, okay. The law books were extraneous other than that.
Right. I'm talking about 300 books about business, about how the people who run the world think.
Yeah.
Because I want to know how did they get in a position where they could make decisions for me?
Yeah, exactly.
Why is he making decisions for me, and why is she making decisions for this part of the country and the world, and I wanted to know how did they get in that power. So I started studying those people, and so the law books, totally separate animal. I don't even know how many law books I read because I wanted to get out.
Yeah.
And I learned that if I studied the law the way I sold drugs with the same passion, then it would
the
come
same
to
power.
me.
You had that same power. You could build a drug empire. You're like, okay, I did that. Now you're in prison. It's like, okay, I'm going to free myself.
Principles,
from prison.
they don't care if you're using for good or evil.
Yeah, that's the funny part.
They're just principles.
Yes, exactly. And it's your choice what to add as far as an intention to it.
There you go. There you go.
And
You
that's
got
what,
it.
and now now your new vision, now that you're free, your new vision is what?
Well, my vision has always been to help the people.
Yeah.
Never did that waver. I love people, and that's why you see people love me back.
Yeah.
I mean,
and you said even when you were a kingpin, you did it because you loved it. You were giving these people a party.
yeah, I thought that's a long story for another day. I thought selling drugs was cool because when I started selling drugs, there was no crack addicts.
Yeah.
The people who were coming to buy drugs from me was a guy and his girlfriend. They got on their suit, they driving in cars, polished, washed, and they was in there to go have a good time.
And they're happy to see you.
So I thought that I was assisting in having that good time.
Exactly.
It was only after years that I learned that there was a such thing of being addicted to cocaine.
Yeah.
I didn't know that you could be addicted. I mean, the movie stars were doing it.
Yeah.
If you look at some of the records, some people had cocaine in their riders.
Wow.
Yeah, some entertainers had cocaine in their riders. So never did I get in cocaine to poison people, to create crackheads or the devastation that eventually came out of it. We all make mistakes.
Exactly.
You know, Jesus Christ said, "He that has never sinned, throw the first rock," and people start backing up.
Yeah.
It's like, damn, I done sinned so many times. You know, they probably put me in front of her, stone me first. So, when we start pointing the finger at people, you know, you point one finger out and you got four
pointing back at you. Yeah.
So I try not to never point fingers. For sure to knock nobody down. I'd rather bring you up than knock you down. But I do speak truth to power. You know, like if you out here faking and shaking, I will point that shit out and let the people know that you's a bullshitter.
Yeah.
And that
we need people like that, man.
We have to, because if we don't, they'll hold us back, because we'll be believing the bullshit, and when the real come, we're gonna say you ain't the real, you the fake.
Yeah, get lost.
I've had people say that to me, like, why you change your name to Rick Ross? I said, you have to ask my mama.
Wait, what do you mean by that?
When I went to schools and kids have asked me, why did I change my name to Rick Ross?
Yeah.
They didn't know that I'm the real Rick Ross and that he took my name and
Oh yeah, let's talk about that. That's so funny. They think a lot of people think that like Rick Ross, when that name, they think of this rapper who was pretty big in the 2000s.
Well, they spent a lot of money marketing him.
Yeah.
You know, they probably spent $50-60 million, you know, marketing, make him the star that he is today. And I wish him well too. You know, he's
William.
He's a great rapper.
Did they ever break you off?
Never gave me a dime.
And fuck them.
Yeah, but you know, I don't let him keep having good luck. Hopefully.
That's how I feel, man. All the haters and all the people who, like, you know, take advantage of you and who wrong you, they're gonna wrong you. And if you can,
it's plenty.
Yeah,
it's plenty. And then if you got plenty, share it. You know, so somebody's gonna steal something from you every now and then.
Exactly. And if you're abundant, that won't bother you.
Exactly.
You have all this abundance around you.
Exactly. You're gonna drop something on the ground and somebody's gonna see it. They're gonna pick it up.
And you make their day.
And you made their day. And you didn't even know it.
Yeah.
But you still get the benefit of that.
Isn't that cool? I feel like some of the best things that we do for people are things that we don't even realize. There are effects that we have on people that we never even see.
Those are the best ones.
Exactly. Those are the best ones. Those are the top quality, because those are the life-changing moments.
Absolutely. When it trickles down and it trickles so far that it's way away from you, but it was still you.
Exactly. And this person now has a bit of a perspective and maybe some inspiration to draw from their own power. Like, if this guy can become the biggest kingpin in the world, get knocked down, get put in jail, come out of it and be a shining light for his communities, I can get that dream job. You know what I mean? I can do that simple thing that, like, most people can do, that, like, I've always told myself I couldn't.
Well, it all starts simple. You know, we so often people want to start at the top, and they don't want to work their way up. But it's okay to start small.
Yeah.
You know, just don't stay small.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, work your way up.
Build
Improve.
that momentum.
Improve. You know, and the only way you're going to improve is by studying, analyzing the situation, and figuring out a better way to do whatever it is you're trying to do.
Amazing, dude. I love the philosophy behind all this, but I couldn't have an interview with you without getting into the details of how federal and let's just say government agencies were involved in, one, the drug trade that you were part of, and then two, in your eventual incarceration.
Well, my drug supplier was from Nicaragua.
And this was in what year, so people get a frame?
Late 70s, early 80s.
Okay, so historical context.
So he was the administration of agriculture for Nicaragua.
Okay.
So they were fighting a war against the Contras, who were working with Russia, and the Sandinistas. The Sandinistas were working with Russia, and the Contras was working with America.
Yeah.
So they had a war going on, kind of like what they got right now in
Iraq, in the Middle East.
Croatia.
Oh, Croatia?
Is that Croatia? The one that Trump is in the trouble for, got impeached for.
Oh, Ukraine.
Ukraine. My man. Thank you. Ukraine. It's kind of like the same thing, where Ukraine is fighting Russia, so America is back in Ukraine.
Yeah.
In that war. It was the same thing in Nicaragua. But what happened is Congress said the Nicaraguans was doing so much dirty stuff, you know, raping women and they cutting people's heads off. They was some bad actors. I found out after I started studying. Well, Congress cut off all funds. They said that they didn't want them to be getting U.S. funds anymore. Kind of like what Trump was doing. Oh, you're not going to get this money unless you investigate Joe Biden. So Congress said, no, you're going to have to stop killing kids and raping women and all this, so we're not giving you no more money.
Yeah.
So now they needed the money still to fight the war. Ronald Reagan and George Bush Sr. and Oliver North, they was like, we don't care what you're doing, we want to win this war. If we lose this war, they might be over here doing the same thing. So they felt that this war, that Nicaragua was such a sacred ground, and that Russia had already got to Cuba. So they was like, we don't need another Cuba, so we got to win this right now. So they started allowing them to bring drugs into the country to raise money to fight this war. Russia I think they said Russia had gave the Sandinistas $100 million. They gave the Contras $18 million. They said they took the $18 million and bought drugs and started selling drugs. So that's how that whole thing came about. I don't forgot a lot of this stuff though.
How does a young, kid in their late teens, early 20s, meet up with like a high up official from Nicaragua like that?
Well, you just follow the drug trade. Cocaine will take you a lot of places and a lot of doors. It opens a lot of doors. It's amazing at how many powerful people were involved in cocaine, some form or some fashion. And if you get on a stream, you never know where that stream might lead you. And that's kind of what happened to me. I kept growing. I took the 125. I turned it into we took with 250 and we turned that into 700-800, and then we took the 700-800, turned it to 14, and then pretty soon now you're dealing with money that the guy that you're dealing with is afraid of because he's never had $14,000 cash. So he'll be like, okay, well, we'll go to my guy together. And then when you go together, you meet the guy, and then pretty soon you get so big that the guy that you just met, because he ain't been saving his money either. He's got the Cadillacs and the jewelry and everything, but he don't have the money. And then he'll be like, okay, well, you can go with me to my guy. And next thing you know, you're sitting in the room with the man.
Wow. And who is the man? Like, who is the man that is like, I guess, the top of the chain as far as your suppliers?
Well, I mean, at different times, back then, Danilo Blandon, Chuco, it was a few.
And specifically, what is their like position, I guess is what I'm saying.
I don't know. I guess they're the importers. They bring it into the country.
Wow.
They also know the manufacturers, and they're the ones that are bringing it into the streets.
So they are the ones who get it in the country for distribution.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah, I never went out the country to get drugs.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah,
our government that made them illegal just got them for you. Like, that's nuts. Like, think about that. They financed a war. Like, and I wouldn't be surprised if they're doing that if the same thing's going on with the heroin.
Well, they said in Afghanistan that the heroin that we got from Afghanistan was like almost nothing, and now it's sky high. I don't know the numbers.
No, yeah, I saw that. There's actually there was a huge boom in like poppy and heroin production, like right after 9/11. It was crazy, and right after we started invading there.
Absolutely.
So it's almost like the same story. They're like, after they used you for all they could, and they, they're like, all right, now that we made all this money with him, let's just throw him in jail so we can make money off of him.
Minimum mandatory sentences, where they were sentencing crack cocaine 100 times worse than powder cocaine, and most of the people who got arrested for crack cocaine was black. So
so it was like a way to like.
Get rid of the people that they didn't want around.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Oh, my God.
Ricky Ross, see you later.
But Ricky Ross had other plans, and that's what's beautiful about it.
I wasn't going to stay in prison. I didn't think that a prison cell was fit for my mama's son.
Amen, dude. So it's not fit for anyone's son as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, me either. I don't think so either. But some people like it.
So, there are guys who enjoy it in there?
Yeah, there's guys who really enjoy prison. They'll get out. And they'll be out for like 2 months, and they'll come right back. And be like, damn, homie.
And you probably saw a lot of that because you were there for 20 years.
Yeah. What was you doing out there? Oh, man, I went out there and got high.
So Let's talk. I'd like to end it on the very beautiful, positive things that you do for the world now. I think one of the things that you do is youth activism, as far as turning on the youth to the fact that the drug trade and all that sort of lure is like a trap, which is why they call it trapping.
Yeah.
So can you talk a little bit about that?
Well, I try to go around and educate people about what I discovered from my life. I've had a pretty good life, even though I did 20 years in prison. Believe it or not, I cherish those 20.
Wow.
I wouldn't give them back if I could.
That's beautiful, man.
I wouldn't be me had I not did those 20 years.
It was all part of your growth experiences.
All part. So I try to share that with other people so that they can learn from my positives and my negatives, and that's why I wrote my books too. You should check out my book, Freeway Rick Ross, Untold Autobiography and the 21 Keys of Success. And you can get them both on my website, freewayRickyRoss.com. Don't go to Amazon, please.
Amen.
I will not sign it if you go to Amazon. And you can't get to the party. I'm having a 100,000 book sale. When I sell my 100,000 book, I'm gonna throw a big party for everybody that has a book that I autograph. Can come for free.
Oh, snap.
And this party is going to be so elaborate. I mean, everybody's going to want to get in, but without a signed autograph, I don't care what your name is. I will not let you in my party. You can be Oprah Winfrey, and you're not going to get in.
Unless you buy an autograph book.
I don't care.
I love
If you don't have an autograph book, you will not be able to get in this party. This is going to be for a party for they who knew.
Yeah, they who share in that powerful growth and knowledge that you give away in that.
And the people who didn't do it, they wouldn't understand anyway. So no need for them to be at the party.
Well, I know I'm buying my ticket as soon as I get home. Ricky Ross, you are the man. Please, thank you for everything you do for the world. Thank you for being such a demonstration of the power of the human spirit and mind working together to achieve anything.
Anything that you want. If you can believe it, you can achieve it, but you first got to believe in yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, then there's no way that nobody else can believe in you. And that's one of the most thing that's missing with people right now is they don't have the confidence to say to themselves that they can do it. And don't worry about failing.
Exactly.
Don't worry about failing.
That's part of success.
It's part of success. Some of the greatest inventors and entrepreneurs of all time said that they failed thousands and thousands of times before they got it right one time. So you don't need to get it right but one time and then
you got it.
You got it.
Yeah.
You done it. So don't worry about looking stupid. Don't worry about what people think about you. Just go for yours. Go out there and do it for yourself. Don't do it for everybody else. Do it because you feel good about it.
Exactly. Do it because it feeds your soul.
Feed your soul. And then also too, try to find things that help other people.
Exactly.
Like now with marijuana.
Yeah, I know. I'm right there with you, bro. I love marijuana. I think it's such a powerful tool in healing, whether it's physical, mental, spiritual, whatever ailments. There's a way to incorporate a cannabis healing ceremony to it.
And if you're in California and you want the best herb in the world, you gotta go get the LA Kingpin or the Freeway Ricky Ross brands. Both of those are my brands. We're going to kill the game, baby.
And we're doing it legally, which is insane. Thank
With
God.
a license from the state.
Isn't that crazy, bro? Rick, you're the man, bro. Guys, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you guys next time.
What did I do? How you doing? It's Justin Bedini representing for Anarchy, Anarchadelphia. We're at the park right now, hanging about, We had a great conference, the show popped off, We had a good time. We're going to be back here next year. We're trying to uplift humanity, free humanity from the slavery we live under. And we like to party and have a good time in the midst of it. So, my name is Justin Bedini. I like to write jokes. Fuck the government. Government is slavery.
If you're representing Team Wasted, we're gonna do breathalyzers right now. If you just heard your name called and you're on Team Wasted, come over to the bar. 0.17. Honors blown 0.17. He's legally drunk. Jeff Rask, represent Team Wasted with 0.2. Blown a 0.2 on the breathalyzer. That's fucking wasted. Wow, bro. Report to the bar for a breathalyzer if you're repping Team Wasted. All right, Tyler standing sideways, blowing his breathalyzer. Let's see what it is, ladies and gentlemen. Zero. This motherfucker he's been drinking non-alcoholic beer all day. He was drinking O'Doul's. Now we'll try it again. We'll see how drunk Tyler really is. He's so fucking wasted he broke the breathalyzer. fucking going. Yeah, Jeff Ross. Shut the fuck down. Make some fucking noise. 20 up. FDRC part, baby. Let's fucking go. I don't know what happened, but that was fucking insane. Let's roll the freaks, man. This is our first shot. Fuck that ring! Fuck that ring! Right there.
So unfortunately, I totally got the memo late and I didn't know they were setting that up. But Howard's up there, and Nate's up there. I didn't see who else was up there. But government is organized crime. And there's a lot of people here that are right
Make sure
on
that you're leading
the
your
fringe.
life through your heart, doing good things for yourself and for others, building yourself and building each other. Okay? That's the only way that we're gonna continue to build a beautiful world for ourselves and our children. I don't have babies, but they will come sooner or later. So, and for the grandkids.